Hello, and welcome back to the Quick Tips series surrounding Chapter 20 of the ASTD Handbook of Measuring and Evaluating Training. This quick tip is entitled Presenting Training Results to Executives. This is Wendy Kirkpatrick, and I'm here with my husband and business partner Jim to talk about this very important topic. I say it's important because this is one where we really get a lot of questions from people, where they just really don't feel comfortable presenting results to executives. So we're going to start by reading an excerpt from Chapter 20, and then Jim's going to tell a story of how he did this in real life back when he was a training director. So this is at the bottom of page 271. Business executives are at the highest level in the organization. It follows that results of training at the highest level are of the most importance to them. When providing data to this executive level, it is appropriate to focus on levels 3 and 4. There are 3 reasons for this. First, business executives can influence change and growth in the organization more than any others. Second, this connects training directly to executing business strategy. Finally, it helps to dispel the common yet false belief that evaluation is no more than smile sheets and pre- and post-tests. Many training professionals regrettably provide levels 1 and 2 results to executives in great detail. This is what has created the myth that training can only yield results on those levels. Resist the urge to share data like number of courses available, sessions held, people trained, and hours of training completed with your executives. Focus on presenting to what degree information learned is being applied on the job and what key business results those actions are supporting or influencing. To find out what types of ultimate results your senior sponsors and other executives are looking for, you'll have to talk with them. A key question to ask them to get information you need is, what will success look like to you? Here are some examples of results that balance being pleasing to executives and realistic to achieve. Efficient operations, compliance, retention of top talent, customer satisfaction scores, and sales volume. All right, so that's what Jim and I said in the book. What we'd like to do now is bring this to life with a real story of how Jim, as a training director, was simply asked to deliver metrics like how many people were trained, how many hours of training, how many dollars per hour, dollars per person. He really went out on a limb and decided there could be more to his presentation than that.
Thanks, Wendy. I'm smiling as I say this. It brings back good memories. From 1997 to 2005, I was a director of training and later a corporate university director for a bank called First Indiana Bank in Indianapolis, Indiana. Our CEO's name was Bud Melton. Now picture Bud Melton. He was 6'8", 280 pounds of muscle with a deep, booming voice and an aggressive, strong personality. He is the CEO of this organization. Now, during several of my years as a training director there, he kind of patted me on the head and said, "Oh, how's the training going? How many people are you bringing through your doors these days, and are they all showing up?" He really did not see the connection between training and his precious business results. So back in the early 20s, there was a lot of pressure on us to deliver more value to the customer. The margins were small, interest rates were down, and what we did is we looked at the 35 different branches that we had at the time and developed training that was targeted to increase the loans and the deposits in those branches. So we were connecting business results to training, and I asked Bud, I said, "Bud, let's have lunch. I got something I want to show you." So he said, "All right." So we had lunch, and I shared with him the results that the training was accomplishing. And it was interesting because in a lot of those branches, the results were not there because the training was not being followed up. There wasn't the accountability and the support, the level 3 drivers. But in several of the branches, there was great success. So he said, "How did that happen?" And we got in the whole conversation about drivers and leading indicators. And to be honest, Wendy, this is where a lot of my thoughts about 4 levels were born in my days with First Indiana Bank. Well, he asked the question, "What can I do to help? Because I see there is power in this." I said, "Bud, how about if I give you a list of about 10 people every 2 weeks that are actually doing their jobs properly and seeing some results with their customers. Would you mind giving them a call or sending them an email? He said, I'll do better than that. I will drive out to their branch and walk up to them and tell them what a good job they've done. I said, well, if you do that, sit tight because you're going to see some real results. Well, from then on, I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. Can you imagine a teller in a bank out in Mooresville, Indiana? All of a sudden, this big black Cadillac pulls up, and out comes Bud Melton. He walks up and said, I want to speak to Charlie. And he walks up to Charlie and say, Charlie, I understand what you've done. I understand what you did with this client and the letter that they sent, and I really appreciate what you're doing. Thanks a lot. And he left. And I'm telling you, after he left, people would hover around Charlie, say, Charlie, that was Bud Melton. What did you do wrong? He said, nothing. He came to thank me for a good job. I'm telling you that impact of what Bud did to support what training was accomplishing and what people were doing spread like wildfire. Bud was good to his word. He did that throughout the organization for the next months, and I'm telling you that acted as an incentive to people. The fire lit within them to continue what they were doing. And the neat thing about it is Bud felt really good about the contribution that he was making to reinforce training to accomplish results. And you guys have your Bud Meltons in your organization, and you know what? It didn't cost the training budget anything to add that component to the power of what it was delivering.
That's a great story, Jim. And what I particularly love about it is there was nothing complicated. You didn't have to get out your calculator or make a spreadsheet or do any kind of statistical analysis, did you? And you just found a practical, simple, actually quick way to really make an impact on both levels 3 and level 4. So I hope that all of you out there find this example just as inspirational as we do. And thank you so much for joining us for this quick tip. We hope that you'll stay subscribed with us. And if you're not already subscribed, it's quick and easy. Just go to kirkpatrickpartners.com and on the homepage, click on the register link. That will bring you our quick tips to your inbox every Wednesday. While you're on our website, feel free to drop by the blog tab, and then you can look at any past quick tips that you may have missed. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.